The voice I heard at 3:07 a.m. wasn't human. Chapter 1: The Wake Up. I never believed in ghost stories. Not because I was brave, but because I always thought there was an explanation for everything. Every strange sound, every shadow in the dark, every terrifying story people told late at night. There was always a reason. Or at least, that's what I believed. Until the night everything changed. The night I woke up at exactly 3:07 a.m. My eyes opened suddenly. No nightmare. No loud noise. No reason at all. Just a strange feeling. A feeling that something wasn't right. I turned my head toward the clock beside my bed. Its red numbers glowed through the darkness. 3:07 a.m. For a moment, I simply stared at it, listening, waiting. The room was silent. Too silent. Moonlight slipped through the curtains. The shadows in my room seemed deeper than usual. The air felt heavier, and for some reason, my heart began to beat faster. I told myself it was nothing, just another sleepless night, just my imagination. Then I heard it, a whisper, so quiet that I almost convinced myself I hadn't heard anything at all. I froze. Every muscle in my body tightened. The sound disappeared. Silence returned. I waited. 5 seconds. 10 seconds. Nothing. I let out a nervous breath. Maybe I was imagining things. Maybe I was still half asleep. Then it happened again. This time louder, clearer, closer. A voice, whispering from somewhere in the darkness. And it said only one word. My name. Daniel. The moment I heard it, my blood turned cold. Because I lived alone, and there was no one else in the apartment. Chapter 2: The Hallway. I sat frozen on the edge of my bed. My heart was pounding so hard that I could hear it in my ears. Someone had just whispered my name. There was no doubt about it. I heard it clearly. Daniel. Slowly, I reached for my phone. My hands were shaking. I turned on the flashlight. A narrow beam of white light cut through the darkness. The room suddenly felt smaller, colder, less familiar. I stood up. Every step toward the bedroom door felt wrong, like some invisible force was telling me to stay where I was, to lock the door, to hide. But curiosity pushed me forward. I opened the door. The hallway was empty, silent, dark. The flashlight swept across the walls. Nothing. No movement. No shadows. No sign of anyone. Then I heard it. Footsteps. Slow. Heavy. Coming from the living room. Tap. 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 The sound stopped. I stopped breathing. The entire apartment became silent again. For a few seconds, nothing moved. Then the voice returned. Closer than before. Much closer. Daniel. I spun around, but nobody was there. Chapter 3: The Recording. Fear was beginning to take control, but I needed proof. I needed to know I wasn't losing my mind. I opened the voice recorder app on my phone. My thumb hovered over the screen. Then I pressed record. The timer started counting. 1 second. 2 seconds. 3. Nothing happened. Only silence. The kind of silence that feels alive. Watching. Waiting. Suddenly, the audio meter moved. A sound had been captured. I immediately played it back. My stomach dropped. There was a whisper. Low, distorted, unnatural. The voice sounded broken, as if it wasn't meant to speak, as if it was trying to imitate a human being. Then I heard the words, slowly, clearly, "Don't look behind you." My body froze, because I hadn't heard those words in real life. Only the recorder had. The phone had captured something that my ears never heard. Chapter 4, The Closet. I rushed back into my bedroom, locked the door, and leaned against it, trying to calm my breathing, trying to think. I replayed the recording again, and again, and again. Each time the voice sounded worse, less human, more terrifying. Then I noticed something else. A second sound, hidden behind the whisper. A scratching noise, very faint, very slow. Scratch, scratch, scratch. I removed my headphones and immediately felt my blood run cold, because the scratching wasn't coming from the recording anymore. It was happening inside my room. I looked around. The desk, the chair, the window. Nothing. Then my eyes stopped. On the closet. The door was slightly open. Only a few inches. Just enough to reveal darkness inside. I didn't remember leaving it open. And somehow, I knew the scratching was coming from there. Chapter 5, The Truth. Every instinct told me to run, to leave the apartment, to never come back. But another part of me needed answers. I had to know what was inside. Slowly, I approached the closet. One step, then another. The scratching stopped. The silence that followed was even worse. Because now, whatever was inside knew I was there. My hand reached for the handle. It was ice cold. Far colder than it should have been. I took a deep breath and pulled. The closet door opened. Nothing. No person. No animal. No shadow. Nothing. Only darkness. Endless darkness. Then my phone vibrated. A notification appeared. The voice recorder was still running, even though I had stopped it earlier. The timer displayed 3 hours, 7 minutes, and 0 seconds. Exactly 3 hours and 7 minutes. Suddenly a scream erupted from the speaker. A sound so horrifying, so unnatural, that I dropped the phone instantly. Chapter 6, The Last Recording. The phone hit the floor. The screen cracked. But before it went black, I saw something. A reflection. Standing directly behind me. A face. Pale. Distorted. Smiling. The smile was too wide. The eyes too dark, and the expression wasn't human. I turned around instantly, but there was nothing there. Nothing at all. The next morning, the police found the apartment locked from the inside. No signs of forced entry. No signs of a struggle. No explanation. Only one thing remained. The damaged phone, lying on the bedroom floor. Investigators recovered the final recording. It lasted exactly 3 hours and 7 minutes. Most of it was silence. Complete silence. Until the very end. The final seconds, where a single voice appeared, clearer than ever before. A voice that no one could identify. A voice that didn't sound human. A voice that investigators could never explain. And it said, "He's with us now." The recording ended. The file corrupted. And to this day, nobody knows who or what was speaking at 3:07 a.m.